Buongiorno, buonasera, benvenuti amici. Welcome my friends. My name is Vincenzo and welcome to my channel, and the channel is Fountain Pen Therapy. More Hongdian therapy for you folks. Yeah, I finally got it. It's the variation in that WA35 Hongdian aerospace pen. This is the CA35. I had ordered this some time ago from AliExpress. Unfortunately, I believe, and I ordered it in the blue, and I think it got stuck. We have a postal strike here in Canada, and I think it's stuck there somewhere. I haven't received it, so when I saw the postal strike was going to interfere, I took one for the team, so to speak, ordered the same pen on Amazon, but I figured I'd order it at least in a different color. I know some of you don't like that red. I love the red. We're Canadians. My flag is red and white, so not a problem. I always like a red pen because I do use red pens on a daily basis. So I figured I'd get the red. The blue will eventually get there, but at least it gives me a chance to review this pen, before Christmas and not after Christmas, and God knows how long that postal strike will last. So what does this pen do? Is it any different from the WA35? Is it a good offering? Does it give us some variation, some interesting variation? Well, stay tuned for my review. This should be fun. Okay, so we're back with the pen. First of all, my macro shot. Just with my macro camera, I'd like to show you some of this engraving. Just beautiful. I mean, well done. It's a little bit, it's not as elaborate as the WA35. It's giving you a more classic pen design, very classic indeed. When you compare it to the WA35, which is really over the top, and some people may not like it all metal. I think it's a gorgeous pen. But having said that, let's take a look at the subject pen. First of all, what do we got on the cap here? Let me just make sure my camera cooperates. Let's go. You can do it. Here we go. Okay. As you can see, it's, a lot of, planets, space is the motif, obviously. There's some mathematical formulas there, as you can see. Very nicely done, I got to tell you. There is some texture there when I pass over with my fingers. There is the inscription there. I'm not sure what that says, but it's nonetheless very nice. There's the Hongdian CA35, okay, and you've got that kind of a rocket ship motif on the finial. Just very, very well done, I got to tell you. You got the same, I think you got the same clip, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just compare via a very similar clip to the WA35 indeed. How does that clip? Stiff but functional. There's not much. Is there anything on the bottom finial? No, not much there. It is a cartridge converter, so that's just a top there. It's not a piston knob. There you have it. I think it's less elaborate for some of you who may not appreciate all that engraving. Let's just see how many turns. It's half, it's 1, so maybe just a little over 1. So that's very good. You'll find us some very interesting engravings on that nib section, which I find really, really nice. And at the same time, that texture serves to kind of, form a kind of a gripping material so that that shiny section doesn't slip on you. A little bit of a step down here. I can certainly feel this part here, but nothing, nothing intrusive. Then, of course, you got that nib. Same nib as you find on the WA35 with the space motif. It's got a little spring to it, I would imagine. We'll see, but definitely the other one does. And they're boasting about this new feed. But I've seen this feed before, I believe. And give me a second. I'm going to take out some of my older Hongdians, and we'll just compare that feed. Okay, so we're back to the pen. Different camera, wider look. How does that pen look and feel in the hand? Very nice. Medium size, I would say. Not too long, a little bit more on the short side, but, I got a big hand and fits nicely. That section is not slippery at all. And those engravings just, I think, help with the grip, if you will. Very comfortable. Does it post? Yes, it does. It posts very securely. Now, there is a little bit of give there, and I'm sure you can see it's not perfectly straight, so there is a little movement, if you will. So it's not, but it does post. And the weight of that cap makes it sit in that crook of your hand. So it's not intrusive at all, and it gives it a nice balance, actually. So not a problem there at all. There you have it. Now, one thing I did want to check for you is and can I find my, here we go. Just to see if it has that little step. No, but it has kind of a plastic kind of sleeve right in there. So I think that's not going to be a problem. They usually are not a problem, these Hongdians. So that should be okay. There you have it. Oh, it's of course, cartridge converter with an O-ring there to make sure it tightens. It's your Hongdian. I like these Hongdian converters. Very nice. Good quality. There you have it. I got the little ball in there to kind of make noise, but we'll either remove it or once we fill it, we won't hear it as much. There you go. So that really, in essence, very well designed. I don't see any, missteps anywhere. I'm not Doodlebud. I'm not an engineer, but I can tell you the pen looks like it's been well done. Good build quality, nice weight, classic look, and a homage to the cosmos. There you have it. We'll be right back with some comparisons, and we'll take a look at how this pen fares comparing to some of the others. Okay, we're back with a few pens here. Let's just make sure they're all okay. Here you have the subject pen. This is the Hongdian N6, I believe. This is the Moonman Little Prince. And, I just wanted to show you how, both of these pens have some engraving on the caps, but it's nothing compared to this one. I mean, this is so well done. So this is the Moonman Little Prince imitation, if you will. This is the Lemon M6, the recent, kind of a Mont Blanc knockoff. And here is the Hongdian 100, which does have some very elaborate engraving on it, similar to both this WA35 and this new CA35. So there you have it. In terms of size, you can see it's comparable to the WA a little bit bigger than the 100, and just slightly smaller than the M6. So that's those are the pens capped. Okay, so these are the pens uncapped, and you can see they're pretty well all of very equivalent in terms of size. Maybe just the M6 here, the Lemon M6, slightly longer, and perhaps the same for the WA35, but you know, they're essentially the same size. And that's the pen, or the pens uncapped and unposted. So here are the pens posted. They are all good posters, I would say to you, but the two aerospace pens, the WA35 and the CA35, are probably the longest, along with the Lemon M6, but it gives you an idea of where things stand here. So those are the pens posted. We'll take a look at some measurements, and then we'll be back with a writing sample. Okay, so we're back with the writing sample. First of all, the paper is Tomoe River. It's a notepad, original, not the Sanson. The ink that we're going to use, I really love these Hongdian inks that I've purchased recently. I think I've got them all. I've got about, I would say, almost 10 of them, if not more. I'm going to put in this purplish red, really nice ink. I've used it all week in one of my Jinhao pens, you know, the guitar pen. Very, very nice. I'm not sure that this is what's going to show when we write. This was the swatch I did, and I did this with a dip pen. The experience I had this week was that it gave me some, it gave me a look like writer's blood or ox blood. We'll see what that pen does for me. But in any event, this is your purplish red. So very nice ink. I really enjoyed it all week. Hopefully this pen will not disappoint. So here we have it. Let's get going. Hongdian CA35, and it's in the red model. My hand and fingers are like frozen this morning for some reason, so I apologize. Don't have the fluidity that I usually have. It's early. The nib is that Hongdian steel number 6. Okay. Does have that spring. The ink is the Hongdian purple or purplish? Purplish red. Very nice. Very wet. Very nice. Yeah, it's wet. And this is a fine nib. So I made it to say fine, not extra fine. Wet. It's very smooth. And it's constant, as we shall see in a second. I can tell there's really no, whatever direction I push this pen to, it is quite consistent. There's no skips. Keeps up. Fast writing. Light, dark. I mean, it keeps up really, really nice. Reverse. Yeah, gives me an extra fine line, and it's doable. Quite doable, in fact. So, and you can tell now, does it? I'm not good at these, but especially this morning with these kind of cement hands I have, but you can tell there's a little bit of line width it can give me if I press it, just because it's got a little spring to it. So these Hongdian nibs are just fabulous for the price, for the price. So what do I like? And what do I dislike? I like the design. It's a classic design, but it's got some very nice elaborate engravings. I like the build quality of the pen. I like the nib. I like the fact that it comes in different colors. Some of you don't like the red. Well, you can get it in white, blue, and red. So colors. It's a cartridge converter. It's not a piston, but some people are starting to prefer cartridge converter, much easier to clean. And that nib can be removed, unscrewed, replaced, and if you want to change it up, not a problem. So that's it. In terms of value, I'll put up the price, but it's it's about approximately $50, I would say. Go on. It's the going price now for good Chinese pens, if you will. So that's good. It's got that nice feed that they boast about, but it's been around for a while, so it's nothing new. The only dislike I have is the posting. I find the posting, there's a movement there. You kind of got it, kind of insert it in there, but that's fine, but at least it posts, and it posts very comfortably once you get it in there. So maybe just the posting is not perfect. For those of you who really, because when it posts, it's maybe a little bent there, but it does post perfectly well. Is this a go-to pen? When I mean by go-to pen, would I use it in an everyday capacity? Absolutely. I would say about 8 on 10. It being red, I would use it typically for corrections of some of my letters and that sort of thing. So I always have a red pen in my pen case all the time. Or if I want to emphasize anything on a PDF review, a PDF document, that sort of thing. So I would use it on an everyday basis. So there you have it. By the way, this ink is just fabulous. Recommend it. $15, $16 Canadian, you get 60 milliliters. It's good stuff. So there you have it. Let me just here we go. Beautiful pen. Just a variety, a variation on the aerospace pen. Looks good. I like the red. Wish I had the blue for you, but like I said, the blue is at the post office somewhere waiting for the strike to be over. There you have it.